Okay, so northwestern Washington. That was where I was living, and we lost power constantly. Yesterday, I'm back in Canada now, but yesterday was actually my first Canadian power outage since I moved back home. So it's been like 9 months. I used to get a power outage in the winter, like every 15 days for like 3 to 5 days at a time. It was crazy, and I needed light. And I wanted candles. So I went out of my way to hunt down some candles that I thought would be cool. So the first one I'm looking up here is a spiral candle that I owned. Spiral light candles. So can't really talk about the smell or anything like these. These are fucking cool candles. Why, you may ask. They have 2 wicks. So you can kind of see on the outside. I'm pointing at the screen like you guys can see, but you can kind of see on the outside there's a big wick. It goes all around the candle. So you burn that, and the candle itself burns down with all the wax going inside of it, which then creates a giant chunky candle, and there's a huge wick in the very center of it. So it burns in a spiral pretty quickly. How much are these ones actually? $14. These are beefy fucking candles. I will give them that. Oh my god, $25 for the large. There's no way I paid this. I'm just throwing that out there. There's absolutely no way I paid this much. I got mine at like some small tourist shop. I saw it and I'm like, yeah, that's my first candle. Kind of a cool candle. I had some light blue one. Let's see if I can find their... wasn't sea glass. Oh, what are you doing? Get away. Maybe it was sea glass. It was like a very light blue. It smelled nice. It was okay. So that's my first candle that I got going on here. Big fan of the like coolness of it. Kind of expensive for the shtick, but yeah, Rita, that is a pricey candle. I suspect White Claw Kyle is not buying this candle. Let's throw it out there. Okay, now we're moving on to the dumb collection of candles I have. So most of my candles I have are from a site called Spireside. Get it nice and close there, Spireside. And they got a lot of spooky themed candles. So we're going to pump up to Spireside candles. I got mine in like a bulk discount. So like their prices on their website are pretty crazy expensive. I got a bulk discount and got a whole bunch of the smaller candles just for pure variety's sake. Some of these smell great. Some of these not so great. Hashtag sponsor me, Spireside Candle. Fall theme. So what do we got here? You'll notice they have names like Tiki Days and Jungle Cruise and Ghostly Attic. No. Okay, well, some of these are probably not for you then, especially if it's like the scent that does it for you. Some of these are pretty strong. Some of them are subdued. Desert Outpost, Ghostly Castle, Mystic Space. So I picked up a whole bunch of these candles. Some of them I got for free. So like if you put in a big enough order, they'll throw in an off-season one that they just have left over. So I think I put my order in around Christmas, and I got the Headless Horseman's Ride, which is very clearly a Halloween-themed candle. It smells like a pumpkin and an orange. Let's see if we can get what they got going on here. It's got a super strong scent, so if you're at all sensitive, I would not go with the Headless Horseman. A Headless Horseman candle, Spireside. It's got a pretty hefty cinnamon fragrant too. Okay, so you got crushed pumpkins, trampled leaves, and steaming mulled cider. So it definitely smells like fall. Like it is the mulled cider in this one. It's a heavy mulled cider. Yeah, I'm giving it that. That's a solid call. And you can absolutely smell the pumpkin. Once again, if like, dude, too much scent in my candles ain't for me, then I would not recommend that one. I got it free. Like I got this giant F-off Headless Horseman candle free when I put my order in. The others were legitimately ones I was kind of hoping to get and ended up getting, obviously. So next we're going to go with Gothic Library. They have the coolest names and the coolest themes, by the way. Gothic Libraries, Fireside Candles. So they claim the scent is medieval book, aged papyrus, and musty pages. So I fucking love libraries. Libraries are my jam. I have my honors degree in English Lit. Yeah, their names are absolutely fire. That was a huge reason I ended up going with them. I was hoping the smell is as good as the names. In some cases they are. In some cases they're not. So this one smells like... You definitely get the book smell. That's what I'll say. Like, obviously, every one of these. If you take a really good whiff of this one, it's pretty understated. Yeah, I have my honors degree in English Lit and work in a field not at all related to it. So, like, when I saw the Gothic library, I was, like, all about that shit. I had a lot of hope for this one. It's pretty understated. So, like, if you're sensitive to candles and sensitive to smells, maybe this one is okay. I will say they all have quite a bit of fragrance just in general. Like, if you're crazy sensitive, you should probably be looking for candles specifically for that. But this one's got like a very sort of subdued smell. With that said, you take a good whiff of it, and it is 100% a subdued smell of a library. We'll go over to the two that I was kind of most looking forward to. A library. Yeah, exactly. Isn't that fucking badass? Like... It definitely smells like an old book. So if you're into that sort of thing, do recommend. If that smell somewhat disgusts you, perhaps shy away from that one. So there are two of these now that I got that are nautical themed. And we'll go with the Viking Voyage first. Where is it? Right there. Viking Voyage. Let's search this bad boy up. Okay. So this one claims to be glacial fjords, sweet ocean air, salt water, and ice. 10 plus intellect while lit. This one smells like it is trying way too hard to be a glacial fjord. Like, you get the saltwater air, but it, like, kicks you in the teeth. I'm actually terrified to light this one because of how strongly it smells. There's a different water-themed one that I haven't shown you one of the two variations of yet, that I thought would be the worst and ended up being my absolute favorite one. This one is trying to straight up kick you in the face with a glacial fjord and is wildly successful. Like, it smells like when you get a kid who's drawing their family and the stick person is there and mom and dad are all vaguely... Like, it's that level of artistic endeavor to try and mimic the sea, just kicking you in the face. So I'm legitimately scared to light this one because of how strongly it smells. Do not generally recommend that one. And then you have Siren Sees. Hold on, there's a specific one I want to find here. Ooh, okay, yeah, it is Siren Sees. We're going to jump to that one. Siren Sees Spire Side. Bop, bop, bop. Let's go. Emerald waters, bright citrus sea flowers, and subtle coconut. Okay, we'll keep going. This one, unfortunately, smells like a bog. Yeah, they do not do a very good job of imitating the emerald waters and bright citrus sea flowers. And instead, would lighting a soy candle be bad if someone has a soy allergy? You know, I cannot answer that. With zero medical knowledge, zero medical expertise, I haven't the fuzzy slightest. I wish I knew. You know what? Since we're on candles, soy candles with a soy allergy. Let's find out. No one should be afraid that soy wax candles will aggravate. Oh man, there are all sorts of... Hey, You can trust medical advice from someone whose header looks like that. That's someone who knows medicine. I myself trust all my medical advice to cats. Sounds legit, exactly. They're probably part of Big Soy Candle, and they're just pushing Big Soy. So my trust is very low right now. The Siren Sees candle smells like a bog. Like if you've ever walked in a boggy... Cures for anal yeast infection on that site. I found a gem. They're clearly not big yeast, but I question their motives for soy. You know, I've never seen that phrase in my life. It's the first time I've ever seen those words combined in that order. Probably in the same sentence. Just having this one open. Just having this one open, it's a little bit too much. So like, the Viking Sea is a lot of water. Like it's a strong water scent. This one is a strong everything scent, and I guess if you want to smoke out the neighbors or the in-laws, give it a light. I'm sure it'll do fantastically. But I do not recommend that over this fine-smelling Gothic Library, or even the slightly pumpkin spicy Horseman's Ride. So we're on to the last candle that I had hope for. I got two that I didn't have hope for that actually surprised me the most. And this one is the Ghostly Castle. So spooky. What a great name. So the Ghostly Castle smells like, and like you read this and you're like, okay, who the fuck would willingly buy this? This guy, that's who willingly bought it. You got musty carpets, dusty furnishing, and graveyard grasses. And the one that comes out the most in this candle, thankfully, is the grass. I've given this one a burn. You can see the wick. She's a little toasty in there. And this one is, I would say, the biggest difference from what you're expecting from the scent to what you actually get. In that it's actually kind of pleasant sounding. I had a lot of hope for this one. I would say it's kind of understated. But with a description like musty carpets, perhaps it's good that it's understated. Like, I don't know. But you can really, really, really smell the grass, which is cool, because you burn a candle to get a grass smell? Like, who do that? What's going on, world? That is nuts. So those were like the 5 candles that I bought that I'm varying from like do not recommend, mostly that Siren Sees and the Viking ass kicking, to sort of like I'm okay with them with that Gothic Library Headless Horseman. Ghostly Candle gets to belong in the I'm okay with it tier. So if you are interested in that one, probably not as interesting as the Gothic Library. Like Gothic Library, legit, you can smell the pages when you take a good solid huff, because I'm pushing candles now. I'm big candle, that's right. Now we got the 2 that most surprised me and most made me happy. So we'll start with Mystic Space. And Mystic Space, let's jump to its page here. Claims to be galactic sawdust, bright citrus peel, and mystic tea leaves. In each room and see which people congregate. You can't tell anyone. It's just a social experiment. You tell nobody. Mystic Space, I personally don't think smells like any of those things. The potential exception being galactic stardust. I do not know what galactic stardust is supposed to taste like. It smells fruity, but I can't say it smells citrusy. Like, Mystic Space is a tricky one to nail down, and I'm actually a fan of it. Like, it smells pleasant. It's got the creepy googly eye, but overall, it's a relatively pleasant smelling candle. I'll give it the fruity vibes. I won't give it citrus. I'm not going all out citrus. more like a punch. It's an amalgamation of fruit. I would say this one would have a medium-high congregation inside of our probably illegal social experiment for burning candles, and at the least hazardous. So that is Mystic Space. It's a bit of a strange one, but now we're going to the one that I actually was questioning buying the most. Hey, welcome back, Queen Rita. Just a quick overview. You missed out on, I believe, Ghostly Castle, which smells like grass. Kind of cool. And you missed out on Mystic Space, which smells like fruit. Not citrus. They claim citrus. They also claim Galactic Stardust. Maybe it smells exactly like Galactic Stardust, and I just don't know. And I believe you missed out on... Oh, good call. FYI. Yeah, all these people popping in for DBD. Let's go. I don't think Candle Streamer is an option, so we're going to look for IRL. Nope. Just chatting. Oh, okay. So if you're into fruit candles, I do like this. Where'd she go? Where'd she go? Mystic Space was like right here. Right there. Yeah, we're doing just chatting. Need a hot tub now. Man, those hot tub streams. I'm missing out on some serious sources of income here. Mystic Space, kind of fruity. I'm not in love with it, but like it's pretty friggin' good. And you also missed, put it all together, a hot tub candle stream. That sounds romantic. You also missed Siren Sees, which smells like a bog. Do not recommend Siren Sees. Not at all. We are, however, I'm cruising through candles. I don't have much to say about candles, honestly. Like, I pick up a candle, I'm like, yeah, I like it. No, I don't. That's the extent of my candle knowledge. We are jumping to my favorite candle. This is the one that I had absolutely no expectation for, and the one that I enjoyed the most. And this one, for me hating on a candle that allegedly smells like a bog, this one's called Voodoo Bayou. If you want to try one candle from these guys, and you're like, you know, you kind of went overboard with your candle purchase, that's a lot of candles, I might just try one. The Voodoo Bayou is the one that has made me happiest. And I clearly don't know how to spell Voodoo Bayou. Oh, maybe I do. Bay leaf smoke, Spanish moss, and marsh grasses. And you'd think this one smells like a bog, but it doesn't. Not at all. It smells pleasant. It also smells a little bit fruity, which is super weird because you can definitely get the bay leaf. I'll be honest with that one. Like, I wouldn't expect it to... No, like, this is the one that I was like... I think I needed one more to get the giant free candle, and I was like, fuck it. Let's throw it out there. Swamp Man. Exactly. Yeah. I will say it's got an amazing name. Like, I love the name Voodoo Bayou. There's a lot of flair in that. There's a lot going on with that name. But the scent is without question my favorite. And that's with me complaining that the Siren Sees candle smells like garbage. Or a bog. So, final verdict, the one that's supposed to smell like a bog is the most pleasant, and the one that's supposed to smell like sea most smells like a bog. I agree. I do agree. Unfortunately, this will probably be the one and only time I'm talking about them. I needed to throw something together for a big thank you for everyone who did the 50 followers. And this is what I got on my mind. I'm like, what's something weird and dumb that I have? It's candles. Candles are weird and dumb, and I have them. I like Voodoo more than Library. I genuinely do. I will say, if you don't want... Like, Voodoo does smell fairly strong. You get the scent pretty heavily, but it's a pleasant scent, so I don't mind. It's not, like, musty or, like, a deodorant or something. With the Library, it's way, way, way more understated, but it's pleasant. I think they're both nice. Voodoo, surprisingly so. And Gothic Library just kind of smells like old pages, yeah. Like, old pages aren't inherently heavily scented or anything. But it's way more subdued. And then you got this other pile of candles here that are just like kicking you in the face with their smells. Voodoo Bayou, definitely one of the stronger ones, but strong, pleasant. So as far as my recommended final ranking, number 1, I love the Voodoo Bayou. All about that shit. Number 2, Gothic Library. You can smell the pages. That's pretty freaking cool. I like Ghostly Castle number 3 because of the grass. Number 4 is probably going to be our Headless Horseman. This was the giant F-off free candle they gave me for how much I bought. That one's smelling like a solid springtime, or fall time, pardon me. Mystic Space, probably pretty close to the Headless Horseman. Siren Seas, that one's bottom tier, worst one, with Viking Voyage being just barely above it. At least Viking Voyage doesn't smell like a bog. So that is my full collection of candles. I can't find the weird spirally one, but I had it. I had it. Somewhere in this apartment it exists. Hopefully it's not burning. That's all I got. So that was my hot take on 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 different candles, 7 of which you got to see. That's my candle collection, folks. That's what I got for you. I'm going to be able to talk a lot more when our 69 happens. 69 being the dead sexy slasher one. Yeah, so I already have the slasher tier list happening. I've got the tier list ready. I've got the films all loaded in. So the slasher one is good to go for quality. Just waiting on... Yep. Yeah, just waiting on that 69. Nice.